Did you know that some survival foods can last forever? In a world where food spoils fast, 15 essentials never expire. These foods could be your ticket to a lifetime of survival, no matter what happens. First on the list, let's talk about honey. Sweet, golden, and shockingly eternal. Yes, eternal. Honey isn't just delicious, it's practically immortal. But why does this sticky goodness never expire? It starts with the bees, nature's tiny chemists. When they collect nectar, their enzymes work some serious magic, transforming it into a sugar-rich liquid with almost no moisture. Back at the hive, the bees fan the honey with their wings, drying it even further. The result? A thick, acidic substance where bacteria can't survive. And here's the surprising fact. When honey is heated, strained, and sealed, it becomes untouchable. Even 5,000-year-old honey discovered in ancient tombs was still edible. Yes, you heard that right. So as long as you store it properly, honey won't just last a lifetime. It'll last forever. It's not just food, it's a miracle in a jar. Rice, the ultimate pantry hero. White, jasmine, basmati, or wild, it's the food that sticks around for years. But what's the secret? It's all about storage. Keep those grains in a tightly sealed container, and they'll stay safe from dust, moisture, and pesky bugs. White rice owes its longevity to the milling process, which removes the oils that cause spoilage. Researchers even found that polished rice, stored in oxygen-free containers below 40 degrees Fahrenheit, can last up to 30 years. However, there's a small downside. Brown rice, with its natural oils intact, doesn't have the same staying power. It spoils in about 6 months. So stock up, store smart, and enjoy rice as your kitchen's forever friend. Imagine this, you're digging through your kitchen cabinet, desperate for caffeine, and there it is, a jar of instant coffee, your forever companion. Thanks to its ultra-low moisture content, instant coffee can last for years, untouched by time. As long as the jar stays sealed, it's ready to power your mornings or late-night work sessions. And what about fresh coffee beans or grounds? They're a bit more sensitive, keep them dry, and they'll last a while. But once moisture creeps in, mold can develop. Sure, old beans might lose their rich flavor and aroma, but they're still perfectly safe to drink. Whether it's instant or fresh, coffee isn't just your daily fix. It's the timeless hero of your kitchen. If you're enjoying the content, it's time to hit that like button. It costs you absolutely nothing, but it is really a huge help to us. Thanks. Next up, salt, the humble seasoning that has stood the test of time, quite literally. Salt, or sodium chloride, is a natural mineral dug straight from the earth, making it practically ageless. For centuries, salt wasn't just sprinkled on food. It was a preservative, keeping meats and even mummies intact by drawing out moisture. But here's the twist. Not all salt is created equal. If your box says iodized, its clock is ticking. Iodine reduces shelf life to around 5 years. Stick to pure sea salt or kosher salt and you'll never need to worry about it not going well. So next time you reach for that trusty shaker, remember, it's more than seasoning, it's a timeless treasure. Dried beans, tiny, unassuming powerhouses that are practically immortal. Packed with protein, fiber, and versatility, they're the unsung heroes of your pantry. Here's the deal. Keep them cool, dry, and bug-free, and they'll stick around for years. But there's a catch. While they don't technically expire, their superpowers start to fade. After a few years, beans lose some of their nutrients and most vitamins. Still, scientists from Brigham Young University found that even after 30 years, yes, 30, pinto beans were still edible, and 80% of people agreed they'd eat them in a pinch. So whether it's today or decades from now, those beans are always ready to save dinner, and maybe even your future. Sugar in all its forms, white, brown, powdered, or even cubes, is the kitchen essential that never quits. Why? It doesn't spoil. Bacteria can't survive on sugar, which is why it's been used for centuries to preserve foods like jams and jellies. The secret is, I bet you can guess it by now, yes, it's storage. Keep sugar in a sealed container, away from moisture, and it'll last indefinitely. Brown sugar might harden over time, but no worries, it's still perfectly fine. Just soften it with a slice of bread or a marshmallow. Manufacturers may put dates on packages, but those are just formalities. Your sugar will outlast them all, always ready to sweeten your recipes or brighten your day whenever you need it. When it comes to kitchen staples, dry pasta is a true champion. It might not last forever, but it sure can hold its own for years. Stored in a cool, dry spot, and it'll stay fresh for years. Those best buy dates, they're just a suggestion. Now, if you're thinking of stashing boxes of spaghetti for the apocalypse, here's a fun fact. Vacuum sealing can stretch its shelf life to 8 to 10 years. Yes, even macaroni can keep that long if stored properly. But don't get too attached to the sauce, it only lasts about 2 years. In short, dry pasta is a timeless essential, always ready for your next meal, whether it's an emergency or just dinner tonight. Would milk last beyond its usual week in the fridge? Well, powdered milk is here to prove it can. Non-fat powdered milk stored properly can last over 10 years, and it can even last forever in the freezer. That's because the milk's water and fats are removed, making it almost impossible to spoil. But the twist is that real milk only lasts a few days in your fridge, so if you're prepping for the long haul, powdered milk is your best friend. Stored in a cool, dry place, and you're set for a decade. For the ultimate shelf life, could you keep it in the fridge? Powdered milk is the dairy that never says goodbye. Everyone's trying it, and everyone loves it. Freeze-dried fruits and veggies, from kale chips to strawberries, can last ages without spoiling. But how? All the water has been removed, which means they won't go bad. In fact, they can last up to 8 years if stored properly in a cool, dry place. Just make sure they don't absorb moisture. Store them in glass containers so you can keep an eye out. So whether you're snacking now or saving for later, freeze-dried produce has you covered. It's the food that never expires, always ready when you need it most. Everyone loves a good tuna sandwich, right? But did you know that canned tuna can last years in your kitchen? Thanks to the canning process, these fish are sealed tight, keeping air and bacteria out. Whether it's tuna, salmon, or even canned chicken, the vacuum sealing ensures protein-packed goodness ready for any time. The secret is simple: cool, dry storage. These cans are good for generations. And if you prefer convenience, vacuum-sealed packs last months without a can opener in sight. In short, canned meats and tinned fish aren't just for emergencies. They're the unsung heroes of your kitchen, lasting longer than you think. We've all drizzled it on pancakes, but did you know this golden delight can last forever? That's right, unopened maple syrup can sit in your cupboard for years without a second thought. The secret is its low water content and natural resistance to mold. Even after you crack open the bottle, maple syrup keeps on giving. Pop it in the fridge, or better yet, freeze it, and it'll last indefinitely. And if mold dares to show up, no worries. A quick boil, a skim, and you're back in business. Maple syrup isn't just a treat. It's a true kitchen hero that stands the test of time. Cornstarch. Simple yet essential. We've all used it to thicken soups, gravies, and sauces. But did you know this kitchen staple never spoils? That's right. Stored properly in a cool, dry place, cornstarch can last indefinitely. The best part is it doesn't lose any of its thickening power, even after its best-by date. Cornstarch is one of those ingredients that's always ready to save the day when your sauce is too thin. There's no need to rush to the store. With cornstarch, your kitchen is never without a secret weapon. It's a long-lasting, versatile hero that quietly sits in your cupboard, ready for whatever culinary challenge comes next. White vinegar is more than just a tangy addition to salad dressing or a cleaning solution. It's a timeless kitchen staple with a secret: it never expires. Vinegar's acidity acts as a natural preservative, meaning a bottle of distilled white vinegar can last forever. Stored in a cool, dark place, and you've got yourself a bottle that won't change even after years. It's as reliable as your favorite condiment and always ready when you need it. While other vinegar like balsamic or apple cider might age, white vinegar stays invincible. And if you spot some cloudy sediment, don't worry. Strain it and it's good as new. Talk about the ultimate kitchen essential. It is the ultimate food that never expires. It's simple and basic: flour, water, and salt. But this cracker has stood the test of time. Just imagine, centuries ago, sailors and soldiers carried these tough biscuits on long, treacherous journeys. They didn't spoil. They didn't need refrigeration. In fact, hardtack would last for years, surviving wars, sea voyages, and disaster scenarios. These biscuits were sometimes dipped in water or fried in butter to make them edible, but even if they were eaten as is, they could fill a stomach in a pinch. Fast forward to today, and the hardtack remains a symbol of survival, used by preppers and historians alike. It's the food that's always ready, whether you're fighting a battle, braving the sea, or just preparing for the unexpected. Who knew something so simple could last so long? When you think of oatmeal, you probably think of breakfast, but it's more than just a meal. It's a food that practically never expires. Unopened packages of rolled, quick, or steel-cut oats can last up to 2 years, making them an unsung hero in your kitchen. The steaming process seals the deal, keeping the oats fresh for the long haul. And if you're using airtight containers, they're good to go for even longer. Just make sure you keep them in a cool, dry place away from moisture. They're easy to store, easy to make, and always ready when you need them. In a world full of perishable foods, uncooked oats are ready to stick around. Is there anything we missed from the list? Let us know in the comments below what you've stored up for rough times. And while you're still around, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Until next time.